Among Indian defense followers, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has become the most criticized organization. This didn't happen overnight. It comes from a long backlog of frustrations that slowly turned into anger. Even the Air Chief Marshal has echoed similar sentiments in the past, carefully, without harsh words, but the message was clear. Now compare that with other Indian PSUs like DRDO and the shipbuilding PSUs, and you see a completely different picture. Take DRDO, for example. Over the last few years, it has showcased a wide range of systems: hypersonic missiles, surface-to-air missiles, air-to-air missiles, sonars, electronic warfare suites, and radars, many of which are already inducted or quietly embedded across the armed forces. Similarly, India's shipbuilding PSUs have been steadily delivering results. Every year we see new ships, vessels, and even nuclear submarines being launched. Progress is visible, tangible, and continuous. But this wasn't always the case. Before 2018, DRDO was often mocked as delay research and development organization. In recent years, however, that narrative has flipped completely. DRDO didn't deliver one miracle system. It delivered dozens of very good systems that are usable right now, and that momentum changed public perception. Now, this is not to say that HAL lacks talent. On the contrary, HAL has some of the finest engineers in the country. HAL is excellent at production and incremental upgrades. Where it struggles is as a fast, risk-taking system integrator. And the government appears to be recognizing this. That may be one of the reasons HAL did not make it to the next round of selection for the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft program. AMCA is a maximum risk, maximum integration project, and the government may be reassessing who is best suited for that phase. It may also signal something bigger, like India finally beginning to break away from a 60-year PSU-centric defense model, a transition that is naturally messy, political, and emotionally charged. It is important to note something critical here. HAL is not shortlisted as the lead production agency for the prototype development phase. Private sector consortia were shortlisted instead, and this phase is about building flying prototypes, not serial production. In other words, the government may be testing a simple but crucial question: who can turn drawings into a flying jet the fastest, with the fewest excuses? With HAL, delays often diffuse across PSU layers, and responsibility becomes institutional rather than personal. With private consortia, missed deadlines can trigger penalties. Accountability is sharper. The government wants to see who sweats harder when the clock is ticking, while still delivering quality. At the same time, the government has not risked serial production on an untested private model. That line has not been crossed. And even if full-scale production eventually goes to a private firm, HAL will not disappear from the picture. HAL can still act as a production partner, build major subassemblies, handle MRO, upgrades, and life cycle support, manufacture engines or avionics under license. In fact, the Indian Air Force is unlikely to accept AMCA without HAL involved in sustainment. Private firms simply do not yet have Air Force certification pipelines, depot-level maintenance infrastructure, or decades of fighter support experience. Also, giving production responsibility to a private firm does not mean that the private firm owns AMCA. This is similar to the US model. The F-22 and F-35 are owned by the US government, not Lockheed Martin. Lockheed's role is to build prototypes, integrate subsystems, manage supply chains, deliver aircraft on time and cost, and support upgrades under government oversight. The US government never builds fighters itself. It defines requirements, funds research and development, controls intellectual property, and lets industry execute. India is finally moving toward this model after decades of following a Soviet-style PSU-heavy system. And this timing makes sense. HAL's natural role is closer to BAE Systems, Northrop Grumman, or Leonardo, not Lockheed Martin. That means major structures, avionics, MRO, licensed production, and upgrades. HAL not being the prime contractor for AMCA prototypes does not make it irrelevant. It simply means HAL is no longer monopolistic, and that may be exactly what India's defense ecosystem needs right now.